The new school year is just around the corner, but teachers in more than a dozen Rhode Island districts are heading back to class without a contract. Eyewitness News reporter Stephen Schuler is covering schools live at the mobile newsroom.
Now, some of those districts are very close to reaching agreements, but with a high number of teacher contracts expiring or set to expire, tensions in some districts are running high. Schools across the state are preparing to open their doors for a new year. But with just days to go, teacher contracts in 13 districts and 2 state-run schools remain unresolved.
We're usually down to maybe a half dozen, 4 or 5 districts or a half dozen. So we're upwards of twice as many.
By far the most we've ever had. We're almost at the end of August now.
Cuts in state aid and rising health care costs have school committees and teachers unions at odds. Teachers are looking for raises and maintained co-pays, a request most districts say is impossible in the current economy.
With additional cuts going to those communities in terms of state funding, it creates an almost intolerable burden upon local policymakers.
In places like East Providence and Tiverton, where progress changes daily, negotiations could go down to the wire. Unions are preparing tactics such as striking or implementing work-to-rule policies, where teachers refuse to participate in activities outside the classroom. It all depends on early September.
So there may be some strikes around that time.
We can't rule it out. We can't rule out things like contract compliance or work-to-rule, but I would and we would rather see both sides sit down and get things worked out before school starts.
Now, a lot of that depends on teachers' unions who are lobbying state lawmakers to mandate binding arbitration for contract negotiations, much like police and fire unions. Now, this could help prevent strikes, but also would have a big impact on the future of teacher contracts in Rhode Island. I'm Stephen Schuler, Eyewitness News.